say you love me, but
The Sipinsia Park Geosite and Pine Forest, one of the most beautiful rainforests in Sumatra. But what if I told you that it has a dark secret? Well, this is the theory of what would happen if a supervolcanic eruption happened again. 72,980 years ago, a supervolcano named Toba erupted with a force unlike anyone had ever witnessed. Not to mention bringing the human race the closest that it's ever been to ultimate extinction. So, with that eruption, it erupted over 2,800 cubic kilometers of ash up into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun and putting the planet into a decade-long winter. But not only did it cause people to freeze to death, but it also rained down acid rain. It even spread it as far as Western Australia, but only occurring in the northern portion of Western Australia. It not only spread it around Australia, but it also spread it around the entire continent as far as Taiwan, China, Europe, and southern and the North Pole. So, sorry to say this, but whoever lives at the North Pole in that eruption, it's not Christmas time for you, because this volcanic winter, well, was a bit destructive. And yeah, when Laki erupted in 1783, which wasn't even close to having the power of a supervolcano, it not only erupted sulfuric acid up into the atmosphere, but it also wiped out 50% of livestock and 25% of people. And now during that, almost a full entire quarter of Iceland had died out due to the eruption. Even if Laki was a supervolcano, the livestock would just be wiped out by a long shot. And the eruption was legit powerful enough to literally blow up the top of it. And with earning the name of Lake Toba. But now that I've told you about its past, let's get on with 2020. I know all of you be screaming down this will be unlikely on the comments, spamming the comments, but sure, that you're right. But what would happen if Toba erupted? What happens if we were absolutely wrong, like legit incorrect? Well, the consequences won't be pretty. Not even if you're with the hottest girl in the world. You see, like it did in 75,000 BC, like it did in 75,000 BC, it'll again do the same thing, but except more people will freeze to death due to the temperatures that drop down. Like Krakatoa, which is somewhere like Krakatoa that erupted a century after Laki. It'll release a roar so loud that it could be heard as far as Perth, Australia. But Toba, for that, if it erupts, then the explosion will be so loud because not only would it literally destroy all of our eardrums, but it'll be heard as far away as Caboolture. Not to mention the people who live in it, like me, will literally be dead and will suffer but with sulfuric acid. So, not only did Toba cause like mass destruction, but it also killed a lot of people in its path. And to this day, it's called the Toba caldera because it legit blew its top off. like Mount St. Helens that erupted in 1980, like around about the same time that Cabocia East State School, which is the school I go to, by the way, opened. Not only until 5 months after the eruption, but that wasn't even close to being as powerful as Toba. It also made a caldera because the eruption was so strong. So guys, don't judge a volcanic eruption by its cover, because it can be as powerful as this. I mean, Mount St. Helens isn't even close to being a supervolcano. But still, that's pretty catastrophic when you come to think of it. But what are the consequences going to be? Well, like Yellowstone, Toba's sulfuric acid, along with all the ash, will form all around the Earth. It'll block out the sun, and the things that live close to it, like the rainforest I talked about earlier, and Malaysia, which is right here, will get total destruction. And I forgot to discuss this, but I watched Real Life Lore's video, and about that, what I said, that's not a lie right there, because if you think that's a lie, then you can watch the video in the description below. But Luxembourg got buried, Luxembourg here got buried beneath a full kilometer of that volcanic stuff, while Argentina right here got buried beneath 1 meter. So you can check out the link in the description below for his video. And yeah, what if you were you were with your date when Toba erupted on a romantic stroll around Lake Toba? Well, you and your date won't live up to live together, because, like I said, Toba releases invisible gases that can literally cause people to choke, and yeah, it'll cause a pyroclastic flow that can go as fast as a tsunami and a jet plane. And it'll literally, and I mean literally, not only wipe out the rest of North Sumatra, but it'll also wipe out parts of Malaysia's west coast. So, yeah, if it erupts, then watch out. But don't get into your underground bunker just yet. Like Yellowstone, like I discussed. Sorry. I was gonna say, like Yellowstone, Toba has a really unlikely chance that it'll erupt again. Like 1 out of 730,000. Like winning the lottery. It's very unlikely that another one of these super volcanoes will erupt soon. But what if it erupted tomorrow? Well, yeah. What if you'll be literally dead. That's all I'm saying. I know you all might be asking, what if you live really close, to it, for example, in Padang Sidempan? Well, let me tell you something. You're gonna be screwed up your butt, because you're gonna choke on that, and you're gonna get wiped out by the pyroclastic flow. It can go as temperatures as 700 degrees Celsius. You can watch Life Noggin's video in the description below if you don't believe me on that. Well, the biggest volcanic eruption ever recorded in human history was the 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora and somewhere in Java. But that's not even close to being as powerful as Toba. But what if you live very far away, as in in Victoria, Australia, and in Beijing, China? Well, it most likely not affect you, yes, but you're still screwed right there. But what if you live on an island right on Greenland? What if you live in here? Well, no matter how far you move away, if you're chilling not even a care in the world, if you're watching this video right now, then I'll tell you, no matter how far you move, even if you move to this island, to Hawaii over here, you're still pretty much screwed. So yeah. And the last thing I would ever want to do if Toba erupts, I would like to ride a high-speed train in France, but that's not on today's topic, though. Yeah, the last thing we want to see is another supervolcano erupting, but thankfully, that's very unlikely to occur. But scientists are still studying on these supervolcanoes, and Toba is one of them. You see, here's how it goes. The New Zealand scientists are studying a supervolcano here. Indonesia is studying Toba, studying on Toba, and the United States studying on Yellowstone. Well, there are actually 3 supervolcanoes in it, but Yellowstone is the most dangerous one out of them all. And yeah, all the other countries are studying on their supervolcanoes, including Africa with Ngorongoro. I don't know how you pronounce that. I think it's Ngorongoro. Yeah, I think that's in Kenya. They're studying on Ngorongoro. I think in Kenya. The study in Africa, and even in Africa, they have a supervolcano named Ngorongoro. I don't know how you pronounce that, but before you go, here's a fact that you might want to know. The first super eruption occurred 260 million years ago, and released 120,000 cubic kilometers of ash, blocking out the sun. Luckily, we didn't exist at that time. Even if we did, we'd still be screwed. Anyways, thank you all for watching, folks. Feel free to come back to the channel every single weekend for a brand new video at 10 a.m. French time. And I'll see you all in the next one.